Did you know that a senior over 60 has a fall so bad they might never be able to walk normally again every 5 minutes? 3 more people will have been hospitalized by the time you finish watching this video, and it is not because they're being clumsy. It is happening because their muscles are slipping away silently. It is not normal aging. It is known as sarcopenia, the medical condition for age-related muscle loss. It starts silently, without notice. First, your legs are heavy, then it is harder to climb stairs. Then your balance fails, and then a fall occurs. Here is what 99% of seniors don't know. This condition can be slowed, reversed, and even halted, but only if you are consuming the correct type of protein. And no, that doesn't mean costly powders or complicated meats. Actually, a 2023 study in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Aging found that adding just 25 grams of strategic whole food protein daily resulted in 28% more muscle preservation in older adults without exercise, without capsules, and without surgery. Today in this video, we are going to uncover 7 budget-friendly, high-protein foods listed from beneficial to game-changing. These are not fashionable superfoods. They are functional, cheap, and already stocked on grocery shelves, going unnoticed. Most of them are cheaper than a cup of coffee, and wait till you get to number 3. It is not meat. It is not a shake, and it does rebuild strength as you sleep. Odds are you don't have it in your house right now. But first, can I ask you 2 quick ones? Are you consuming at least 25 grams of actual protein with breakfast? Or do you tend to skip it? Which of your muscles do you feel have lost strength the most? Your legs, arms, or grip? We're responding to each comment with specific science-based advice for your case, so leave your answers in the comments below. And now, let's start with number 7. Don't be misled by its position on the list. This food has a protein compound that Japanese elders attribute to their incredible muscle strength late into their 90s. Number 7. Edamame. These green soybeans contain lots of leucine, an amino acid which can induce muscle protein synthesis in aging bodies in as little as 30 minutes of consumption. Seniors and most people struggle because their muscles acquire something known as anabolic resistance. Protein signals do not function quite as well, so it feels like chicken or fish no longer builds strength. In order to turn muscle building on, your body requires approximately 2.5 grams of leucine per meal. Most foods take excessively huge amounts to achieve that count, but edamame in 1 cup contains approximately 2.2 grams of leucine, in addition to isoflavones that combat age-linked muscle inflammation. Research in 2022 that was reported in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging indicated that elderly persons who consumed edamame a minimum of 3 times a week increased their grip strength by 18% in comparison to those with similar protein intake from other foods. So how do you reap these rewards? Purchase frozen, peeled edamame from any supermarket. Boil them for 5 minutes dead on. No more, or you'll ruin the leucine, and consume 1 cup as an after lunch snack sprinkled with sea salt. Here is one little known secret nutritionists don't tell you. Edamame protein is utilized around 40% more effectively when consumed alone between meals, instead of along with other food. That is because other amino acids from other proteins compete for leucine absorption in the gut. Most folks add edamame to stir, fries, or salads, but consuming them alone at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when cortisol tends to fall, provides you with maximum muscle protection just when your body is most likely to start breaking down tissue for fuel. Imagine opening a recalcitrant jar of pickles 3 weeks in the future, or getting up from a low couch without the armrest. That is the strength of constant leucine timing. To keep things straightforward, place edamame in individual-sized freezer bags and program a daily alert on your phone for your edamame snack. With this specific protein, consistency trumps quantity, but whereas edamame acts from the inside out, the next food on our list actually physically alters how your muscles appear and feel from the outside in, with a protein structure that is distinct from anything else you consume. Number 6. Greek yogurt. Unflavored Greek yogurt contains casein protein, which feeds your muscles for a period of 7 hours. This avoids overnight muscle breakdown that accelerates after the age of 60. Your body is confronted with a silent crisis every evening termed nocturnal catabolism. At night, when your amino acids from supper are depleted, your muscles actually start breaking down themselves for energy. Ordinary yogurt can't halt this process, as it is primarily water and sugar. But 3 times strained Greek yogurt has approximately 20 grams of slow-release protein per cup. It is like a time-release pill for your muscles. To use this to your advantage, have a full-fat plain Greek yogurt exactly 30 minutes before bedtime. Don't use low-fat types, as these raise insulin and inhibit muscle repair. A 2021 publication in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition demonstrated that older adults who consumed Greek yogurt before sleeping maintained 31% more muscle mass after 6 months, compared with individuals who consumed an equal number of calories in carbohydrate snacks. There is a trick to preparing it which doubles or even triples absorption. Add 1 teaspoon of ground flax seeds. These contain omega-3 fats, which enable casein proteins to enter muscle cells more efficiently. But most people omit this step, or they add whole flax seeds, which are excreted by the body without being digested. Remember, your muscles are famished at night without protein. They recycle the very tissue you need to remain strong and independent. Greek yogurt forms a protective buffer that will hold until breakfast. Think about waking up without morning stiffness, feeling stronger rather than weaker after a night's sleep. That is because your muscles spent the night repairing rather than recycling. When purchasing yogurt, select products that have live active cultures on the ingredient list, as these healthful bacteria enhance protein absorption by 25%. Avoid thickeners such as gelatin or cornstarch, which water down the protein. Greek yogurt protects your muscles overnight. But the next food on our list contains a unique protein your body can no longer make in large amounts. Losing it is the reason your skin bruises so easily. Number 5. Collagen. Rich bone broth. True bone broth, which involves cooking beef bones for a period of 24 hours, offers glycine and proline, amino acids that repair the connective tissues that keep muscles attached to bones. Once you are over age 60, your body synthesizes somewhere in the order of 50% less collagen. That is why your muscles can feel powerful but loose, as though they are not coordinating with each other effectively when you attempt to pick something heavy up or break your fall. The supplement market retails collagen powders for $50 a pack, but homemade bone broth provides the identical amino acids, along with minerals like phosphorus and magnesium that facilitate muscle contraction. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Functional Foods revealed that elderly individuals who consumed 8 ounces of bone broth each day lowered muscle soreness by 43% and enhanced range of motion in just 4 weeks. So, how do you make it? Request grass-fed beef bones with marrow from your butcher. They are generally less than $3 a pound. Roast them at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes until brown. Then let them simmer in a slow cooker with 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar for precisely 24 hours. Don't omit the vinegar. It extracts minerals from the bones that your muscles require. Without it, you are just creating pricey flavored water. Most recipes recommend skimming off the fat, but that yellow layer is where all the vitamin K lives, which channels calcium into your bones rather than your arteries. Stir it back in before you serve. Imagine bending down to get groceries without that grinding feeling in your knees, or reaching overhead to replace a light bulb without your shoulder hitching up. That is what occurs when your connective tissue receives the proteins it requires. For convenience, freeze your broth in ice cube trays and store the cubes in bags. Add 4 cubes to hot water whenever you need an instant muscle-supporting drink for a cost of around 50 cents per serving. While your connective tissue gets healed by bone broth, The second item on our agenda gives your body a complete protein that it can digest easily as opposed to heavy meats that cause you digestive discomfort for hours. On to the next thing. If you've been getting something out of this video, please click like, share it with somebody over the age of 60, and subscribe so that you don't miss any tip that could save your health. Number 4. Whole eggs. A mere 3 whole eggs have the highest protein quality score of any food, with all 9 essential amino acids in just the ratios your aging muscles require to repair. For years, fear of cholesterol has driven seniors from egg yolks, but the yolk is where you get vitamin D and vitamin B12, both of which enable muscles to actually respond to protein. Consume egg whites alone is similar to constructing a house using bricks, but without mortar. Stomach acid secretion reduces by approximately 40% after the age of 60, making it more difficult to digest hard proteins such as steak. However, eggs are digested fully in 90 minutes and release amino acids at a time when your muscles can utilize them most effectively. To get the most benefit, soft boil your eggs for 6 minutes precisely. In this way, the white is set, but yolk is still runny, retaining heat. Sensitive B vitamins lost in hard-boiled eggs. A 2022 study in the Journal of Nutrition discovered that muscle protein synthesis increased by 40% more in older adults who consumed 3 whole eggs for breakfast compared to those who consumed the same level of protein in milk with cereal. Here's something that most do not know. Consuming eggs with vegetables actually diminishes the absorption of protein since plant fibers bind amino acids. Instead, eat eggs first. Let it sit for around 10 minutes, and then consume your toast or vegetables. This provides your body with the highest protein absorption. The optimal time is within an hour of waking, when cortisol levels are highest naturally. Cortisol assists in driving amino acids into muscle cells. But most older adults wait until late morning when that window has passed. Imagine cracking eggs without having to wrestle with the shell, beating them without having to endure wrist ache, and picking up the pan in one hand. These are the strength gains you make when your body finally receives protein which it can utilize. When shopping, choose pastured eggs, even if they cost $1 more per dozen, because they contain about 3 times more vitamin D than conventional eggs. Vitamin D deficiency is one of the main reasons many seniors cannot build muscle no matter how much protein they eat. Eggs are fast-acting, but our number 3 food has a protein that actually signals your muscles to grow, a system scientists only just learned about in the past 5 years. Number 3, hemp hearts. These small seeds have a protein called edestin, which your body identifies as very close to the proteins in your own muscle tissue. That sends immediate repair and growth signals that most other plant proteins can't compete with. Hemp hearts are packed with all 20 amino acids, including the 9 essential ones your body cannot produce. They are roughly 25% complete protein by weight, even more than beef, and digest in only 2 hours without the bloating and gas that beans can induce. Once past the age of 60, your body does not generate as much digestive enzyme, and this is why foods such as chicken breast tend to sit heavy in the stomach. But hemp hearts have enzymes within them that will break their protein down for you. A 2023 study published in the European Journal of Nutrition found that elders who supplemented with a mere 3 tablespoons of hemp hearts daily added 8% lean muscle mass in just 8 weeks without altering anything else. To achieve such a result, top oatmeal or yogurt with exactly 3 raw hemp hearts in the morning. Never heat them as heat deactivates the enzymes. Here is a trade secret. Hemp hearts need to be refrigerated after opening. At room temperature, their sensitive proteins oxidize in days, becoming rancid and creating inflammation rather than decreasing it. Always opt for fresh hemp hearts that are green and not brown. Fresh hemp hearts provide up to 10 times more bioactive protein than stale or oxidized seeds. Hemp is often mistaken for marijuana, but hemp hearts have no THC whatsoever and are legal. What they do have is gamma-linolenic acid, a scarce omega-6 6. That directly decreases muscle inflammation in older bodies. Imagine sprinkling these nutty seeds on your breakfast and feeling more energy in an hour. Not the rush you feel from the sugary breakfast cereals, but sustained strength that will last until lunchtime. Purchase them in small packets, even if buying in bulk is cheaper, so you always have the freshest seeds with the most strength. Giving Power hemp hearts are a signal of growth, but food number 2 brings super dense protein for less than $1 per serving, and it will remain in your pantry for months without spoiling. Number 2. Sardines. 23 grams of the most bioavailable protein on the planet comes in a single tin of sardines packed in water, plus natural creatine that directly energizes muscle contractions that chicken and beef cannot. The true culprit behind muscle loss in older adults is not merely absence of protein. It is also absence of omega-3 fatty acids, which assist protein in actually entering muscle cells. Sardines offer both in one package. This is part of the reason why Mediterranean elderly people have healthy muscles decades longer than many Americans. These little fish are consumed whole, including their soft bones, which provide calcium and vitamin D in combination. These nutrients trigger muscle protein synthesis. And since sardines are near the bottom of the food chain, they contain virtually no mercury, unlike tuna or salmon. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle discovered that adults aged 65 or older who consumed sardines merely twice a week boosted muscle strength by 33%, greater than with any other fish tried. To reap the most reward, purchase sardines that are water-packed rather than oil-packed. Oil inhibits the body's uptake of water, soluble B vitamins on which your muscles depend. Mash them with a fork, spread on whole grain crackers, and top with a squeeze of lemon. Consume this snack 2 hours before or after exercise. Here is the preparation secret most everyone is unaware of. Sardines need to be consumed with vitamin C lemon or tomatoes to counteract chemicals known as purines that otherwise may activate gout in susceptible people. Most people avoid this step and then wonder why their joints hurt the following day. Now imagine opening that tin with steady hands, not fumbling with the pull tab and powering up a flight of stairs without the burning sensation in your legs. That is what happens when creatine and omega-3s work together to restore muscle function. Store a minimum of 8 cans of sardines in your pantry. Sardines are one of the few proteins that truly benefit from aging. As they age, their bones become more tender and their calcium more bioavailable. Wild-caught Pacific sardines will typically retail around $2 per can, but pack more usable protein than a $15 steak. Your aging digestive system has trouble digesting. Sardines power your muscles with ocean energy, but our number 1 food has an unusual protein that actively opposes age-related muscle loss at the cellular level. Number 1. Cottage cheese. Full-fat cottage cheese contains both whey and casein protein in a 20:80 ratio, a ratio that perfectly complements what aging muscles require for rapid and sustained repair. Each cup has around 28 grams of protein that is better digested than any powder or supplement. Here is a medical fact most doctors rarely explain. After the age of 60, your muscles develop insulin resistance. This means protein cannot easily enter muscle cells. But cottage cheese contains branched-chain amino acids that bypass insulin entirely and move directly into muscle tissue. Whereas costly protein powders tend to sit in your stomach and bloat. Cottage cheese is naturally fermented with enzymes that pre-digest the protein for you. It is for this reason that bodybuilders have used it as a secret weapon for over half a century. 2023 study published in the Journal of Gerontology, Medical Sciences discovered that older people who consumed 1 cup of cottage cheese before they went to bed boosted overnight muscle synthesis by 52% and woke up with significantly less stiffness. To reap these rewards, purchase only full-fat, live culture cottage cheese from the label. Consume it plain, directly from the container, unblended with other foods that reduce its protein density. Take it either 30 minutes before going to bed or shortly after any form of physical exertion for optimal effect. Here is the revolutionary secret that even most nutritionists miss. Protein from cottage cheese is absorbed as much as 3 times better when your stomach is ever so slightly acidic. To initiate this naturally, have a small piece of pineapple or some strawberries approximately 10 minutes preceding your cottage cheese. This reduces stomach pH slightly and significantly enhances protein absorption. Most supermarkets feature low-fat cottage cheese, but don't be fooled. The fat is important. It has conjugated linoleic acid, which prevents muscle wasting in older bodies, while the protein creates new tissue. Imagine yourself climbing out of bed without reaching for the nightstand, hauling all your groceries on one trip, or playing on the floor with your grandchildren without considering how you will stand up again. That is the kind of independence that wise protein timing provides. Always purchase the 4% milk fat variety. Even if it is half a dollar more, the fats in this variety deliver vitamin K2 and vitamin A, both of which initiate muscle protein synthesis in ways that low-fat varieties can simply not accomplish. Here is the harsh reality. Every single day you put off correcting your protein consumption, you are losing muscle mass that gets exponentially more difficult to recover after 60. But now you have a crystal clear picture of which foods can slow, halt, and even reverse that process. Remember that your muscles are not meat on bones. They are your metabolic engine, your balance system, and your insurance policy for independence. They are patiently anticipating these particular proteins to assist your aging body, not fight it. Begin tomorrow morning with 3 entire eggs. Supplement with hemp hearts in the afternoon as your snack. Cap off your day with a serving of cottage cheese. This routine is straightforward and supplies over 70 grams of bioavailable protein that your muscles can make use of. The decision you make today will decide whether next month you are opening jars and climbing stairs with ease, or getting bogged down in mundane tasks that previously came easily. Before you leave, I have 2 brief questions. Of these 7 foods, which surprised you most? And what is the one physical activity you want to be doing with ease in the next 30 days? We are reading and responding to all comments with customized advice for your specific case. So post your responses below. And don't forget, your muscles await you to nourish them correctly, beginning with your very next meal. Thanks for watching.